want me to change, they want me to change, but I ain't changing. Nah, I remain the same.
And you are now tuned into another episode of Intellectually Petty Radio, brought to you by M3S3 Clothing. Men make moves and suckers stand still. And as always, on the mighty Nerve DJs Radio Network. Shout out to you, man. Hopefully you having a good day. And if not, hopefully we can make it a little bit better. And if you are having a good day, hopefully we can make your shit great. Haven't said that one in a while. That actually helped me out a little bit. Oh, excuse me. My name is Jobs, and I am your host. If you are unaware or you have been living under a rock or in the ocean or on Mars, any one of those three. Today we got a very special guest. Lorianne Love should be joining us, but I see her in the queue, but I don't see her in the queue. I see that she's on there. Let me see if we can hear her. How you doing, Queen? Can you hear me?
Yes, yes. Can you hear me?
I can. I just can't see you.
Right. I will turn my cam on in just a sec. Just doing a few beauty touch-ups. I was unprepared. I was running. I was running from one desk to the other desk. So
Okay. Are you near the microphone?
yes, yes, I am near the microphone. Does it sound like I'm far away?
A little bit. It's like it's going in and out just a little bit.
Okay, let me turn my Wi-Fi on. Yeah, my Wi-Fi is kind of wonky sometimes. So
Oh
let's
man,
see.
welcome to our world. I think everybody
Right.
experiences that sometimes. How you doing though? How's your family?
Oh, I am doing well, 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 and my family is doing as well as they can be with all of the energies and things that are going on in the world today, you know?
What energies are going on in the world? Just
You
curious.
know, just all of the I mean, which rabbit hole do you want to go down? You know, I mean, we've got so many. You've got all this stuff with Hollywood, everybody realizing that we've been all slid a pill, with this entertainment poisoning our minds, giving us characters to behave like instead of us being ourselves. We've got all that going on. We got all the the trafficking, the people trafficking going on. Then in the Black community specifically, and I really don't like to use the term Black. I like to call us indigenous because that's what we are. Even in our community, we've
Mm-hmm.
lost love, we've lost touch, we've lost respect for each other. We don't want to be around each other anymore. We hate
Have
each
we
other.
lost it or was it taken?
It was systematically destroyed.
Okay.
Yeah, systematically destroyed. I mean, piece by piece, our communities were dismantled. I mean, I don't, where I live in all the places I've lived in the last few years, I remember growing up, there was always a Black side of town. You
Oh,
could always
absolutely.
go to the Black place. You say, okay,
Yeah.
I got to go
Yeah.
get my hair done. I want to go hang out. I want to go to the park. I want to go play basketball. I want to just go see people, whatever. Go to the Black side. We don't have that anymore.
Yeah, we do.
We do,
It
but it's
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 just the
destroyed in
structure
a
of
lot
the
of
black
places.
side has changed significantly.
Yeah, yeah. It looks different. It looks way different than it did before. And we're allowing it. We're
That
allowing it.
that's key right there. We have in some cases we have encouraged it through some of us,
Hmm.
and in a lot of other cases we are allowing it through either ignorance or trying to be like them.
Hmm. 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 Yeah, yeah, yeah. Taking on the ways that are not ours. They're not for us. And that's okay. People get so scared to say that. People get so scared to say that. Every custom is not for us.
Oh my
Every
God,
custom.
that's so true. I'm sorry. Oh, and I'm sorry. I don't know what happened. She just disappeared. But you know what's interesting? On that note, I posted something the other day, and I said when the flat butts are walking through your neighborhood, it's no longer your neighborhood. When you see the poodles walking down the street that used to have crackheads on it, it's no longer your neighborhood. When they are jogging, more specifically, when the women are jogging by themselves, 6 o'clock in the morning, it's no longer your
I forgot.
neighborhood.
I lost you for a
Okay,
second.
that's all right.
Okay. All right, there we go. So yeah, we have definitely lost a lot. Let me clean my. There we go. That's a lot better. Okay. Yeah, we've lost a lot, I think, of our love and our connection. We're allowing it to happen. And I'm not even excluding myself. We were all slid a pill, and I can't say exactly when it started. But I can say that we have to be the ones to stop it. We have to be the ones that start reaching out to each other. We got to stop being scared of each other. We have to start patroning each other's businesses. Um, we have to stop treating each other worse than we treat everybody else.
Oh, and do me
You
one
know.
favor. Like if you go to the your little square,
Hmm.
in the whatchamacallit, it should
Hmm.
be three dots in the upper right hand corner.
Hmm.
If you hit those three dots, it should give you the option to rename. Because right now it just says StreamYard, and I don't want people thinking that that's your name.
Oh, right. Is that what you do? Oh, do I put something in there? Oh,
Yeah,
edit name. There
edit
we
name.
go.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I don't want
Never
people to
been
be
on
like, "Oh
this
wow,
one.
StreamYard was dope." Like,
Then yeah, that's her name.
do
And then
you
that'll be like my new name.
do you think I'm 51, so the odds are that's just not gonna happen in my lifetime. You look a lot younger than me. Do you think you're
I'm
gonna see any of that?
48. I'll be 49 this year.
Wow, I must have had a way more fucked up life than you.
No,
Because I look 82.
no, you don't. No, you don't. You know what? It's the haircut. It makes me look younger for some reason.
Okay, sure. Thanks for that one. I appreciate it. But my point was, how do you think at least the process will have started before? Granted, we live a long, fruitful life, but do you think the process of our rekindling our communal spirit will start before we depart this earth?
I definitely believe it's already begun, because
Do
we're
you?
having this conversation. We're having this conversation, so it's begun. And uh, we have got to start creating communities, like, not necessarily like living. I mean, I guess you live in communities, but we have to start creating safe communities for us. We've got to like organize safe communities for us. You
Yeah.
know that it's like, look, if you're about this bull, you're not welcome here. We don't want fighting. We're not going to step on each other's foot and then go, oh, you stepped on my foot, I'm going to shoot you now. Come on. That's crazy. You know?
I the way I look at it is that the criminal element will never go away.
Yeah.
How the criminal element goes about their business has changed significantly. They used to police themselves, and they had more structure than the average people.
We did.
And when that structure left the criminal element, our society started crumbling from the bottom up.
Right. Well, then, it's a spiritual thing too. Let's not leave the spiritual war, right? There is a spiritual war, right? So then let's look at this. We know that our bodies are mostly water, right? So if you want to program water, what do? You're going to send it vibrations, right? You're going to send it vibrations. You're going to send it
Okay.
frequencies. So when you're dancing, right,
Certain
to
frequencies.
kill, fuck
Yeah.
this hoe, and all that kind of stuff, then your soul is subconsciously saying yes to that thing. So you're literally inviting these energies into you. And coming from And you know, we're spiritual people by nature. We're just a
Mm-hmm.
spiritual people. We know that everything has energy, and we have allowed this energy to come in because it sounded good. You know, it was fun to dance to. You could twerk to it, you know? And we went from gangster rap, we went from hip hop to the hippity hop to drill music. Drill music? Like we need anybody else killing us?
I think that's a little unfair, and I'm gonna tell you why. And I make this
Okay.
argument all the time: is
Okay.
that is the mainstream music being orchestrated to demonize us? Absolutely. However, back in the day, the music that we listened to was presented to us on a platter. MTV and BET was basically, the box. Those three entities were basically feeding us whatever music, but they were feeding us a different collective of music. Okay, so now they've realized, okay, we have this platform. Let's feed them garbage. However, they have other platforms like YouTube. Like you can simply I literally did a Google search new rap of this year. Most of it is trash. Now, if I say new conscious rap of this year, I'll get a whole different, like, it's out there. You just have to not wait for them to deliver it to you. You got to kind of search for it. So it's a lot of variety out there, and it's like actually some really good artists out there that are talking about something. Um, it's difficult for them to actually make a living doing it though.
Right. Because remember, who's in control of distribution? Who's in control of who you see all the time? You know what I mean? So it's like it's controlled by them, you know, it's controlled by them who gets out. You know, the door is very, the door is very slim. You know that there's only a few people that can walk you through it. And I don't know if you've ever been deep in the industry. I was with a guy who owned a record label. He put this album together called Escape from Death Row. And it was basically after all of everybody left Death Row, he kind of picked up all the artists from there, like Daz and Corrupt and a lot of those guys, and they created a compilation album. And it was a really good album. And just in dealing with all of that industry stuff, um, I realize that they control the narrative. It's just like the news, you
Yeah,
know. If
yeah,
you control the information, you control what gets out there. So they're not going to let conscious rap get out there because that will help people. That will raise the consciousness of the melanated people.
yeah.
And then we'll start to work together. We'll start to get downloads. We'll start to live better and think better and move different. You can't have the angels that's walking around on the planet doing better if you want the planet to do bad,
That's
you
true.
know?
That's true.
So, yeah.
Are you are
But
you
we got to wake up.
religious? Are you a religious person?
No. I do believe in a higher power. I do believe that there is a mighty source that is over all of us, and that trumps every religion and that trumps everything. But I don't I don't feel comfortable saying it is a specific entity or not because I don't know. I couldn't say I knew that. Um, because I see God in everything, and I use that term even loosely because I don't even like to refer to the Most High. I like to say the Most High. I feel like that's a safe name to say, the Most High. So that's who I reference when I speak of spiritual things or things of divine nature.
I saw a clip of this doctor the other day. Matter of fact, I think it was earlier today, and he was talking about a patient he had,
Mhm.
and I guess the guy had gotten shot, and had basically was a DOA.
Hmm.
And the staff doctor, the head doctor in the emergency room was like, "No, we're not going. I'm a Christian. We're going to give his brother a chance." Took him to surgery, hooked him up, gave him surgery, and brought this man back to life.
Hmm.
And the other doctor that was telling the story was like, "Okay, I had to wait there. I was told to wait until he wakes up." So he said
Hmm.
a few hours go past, and this guy wakes up screaming that he met the devil.
Sorry. I'm
I,
sorry. I'm
I'm
not laughing. I'm not laughing at that man.
uh I'm like, damn, that's cold. Like this dude.
I just imagine. I just imagine. The whole red devil thing. It's funny.
You know what? I had a dream one night, and I'm not gonna lie, that was very, very, very vivid. It was not like the brimstone, fire and brimstone, but I went to hell.
Ah,
And I knew it was hell. I knew it was hell when I woke up. I knew it was hell in my dream. But like I've been a nurse for years, and this hell was a nursing home with no
hmm.
patients.
Hmm. That's
It
deep.
just had it just had another nurse there, and she wasn't just a like a regular. She wasn't like either. But I knew I was conscious in my dream, and I was fully aware that I was in hell. And I woke up and I was scared shitless.
Mm, mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. See, and this is just my understanding of just how can I explain this? And anybody who is, I guess, calls himself conscious, um, you get what you call downloads. And these are things that are just dropped into your consciousness. And I think it just comes from God, but it's just truths that no one has to tell you. You just know. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? I don't know if that's
yeah,
ever happened to you,
yeah.
but in that I can see that I think that there's a lot of different realms to the idea of hell. I think the hell that you would face, any person would face, will be based on them. It would be based on what their
Yes,
soul needed to learn from that hell.
I
And I
agree.
believe that your soul rises out of the hell consciousness up to the Christ consciousness. I believe that that's how it works. And I believe that some people here have not lived very many times. That's why you have old people that are so immature. And then you have some 12-year-old that's super mature because that soul has lived and they've been through their hell and they're moving up their crown chakra, and that's just my understanding of
So
it.
you think there's like we get reincarnated?
Definitely.
Oh man,
Definitely,
I
because
hope I hope I
everybody's
don't
not the
come back as
same.
one of them weird ass animals. Like I don't want
No,
to come
no,
back as a
everybody, you
platypus or
you
some
you
shit.
have a choice. From what I understand, you have a choice. And I always not say understand, I'll say understand. You have a choice. When you're out of here, it's totally different. Right now, this feels like, damn, why, ugh. But before you came here, you made the choice to come here. You saw that this was happening, the things that are going on now, which is why you created this show, because in you, you know that you have a mission. In you, you know that you're supposed to do this. You know that you're supposed to help a bunch of people before you leave your vessel that you're in. And
I actually agree with you on that
yeah,
because I've always felt like I had pointless talent because people felt comfortable talking to me. So yeah, I would absolutely. Now, if I can figure out how to make a living out this shit, life would be great.
that's because
However,
it's not about that. This money situation is just a distraction to keep us from rising in our consciousness. That's why everybody is about the bag. Get that money. I don't care as long as I got my money. You ain't paying my bills. You can't say nothing to me. That's to distract us. That's why they say money is our God, because we make money our God. Because how else can you survive? How else you going to pay your mortgage? How else you going to pay your car note if you have a note? How are you going to eat? You need money. But if
yeah,
we have to create a community that doesn't need anything, we have to create a community that's
that's just.
strictly
But
off nature.
that's even when we had communities that didn't have like a dollar bill or something. There were
Mhm.
transactions that were for in essence money.
Right, right. And
I
it
give
was
you a
like
goat
barter.
for yeah, I'll give you a goat for you to do this. At this, but the person who had the most items was
Mhm.
rich and were
Considered,
powerful.
yes. Considered. My idea of it is like this. Instead of me, like let's say we standing around and me and my girl standing around and another girl walks by and she has some raggedy shoes on and a toe up outfit.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of us going, oh man, look at her, she's so raggedy. We go, oh man, dang, she doesn't have that much clothes. Hey, you guys, let's put some money together and buy her like 3 or 4 outfits. We've got to change it
Yeah.
from looking down on each other for not having and look at it like, take my hand. I'm going to walk you over here with me. And just imagine if that happened. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. But just imagine if that happened enough times. You know what I mean? Just imagine if
Mm-hmm.
enough people didn't laugh at you when you fell down. Just imagine if we actually as a people learned how to respect each other and we learned how to be really genuinely happy for one another. You know, really like, hey, I just bought a new Ferrari or whatever. You know what I mean? And then I go off to my friends and instead of me being all selfish, I'm like, hey man, this is our car. This is ours. You're my friends and I trust you. It's not like I'm going to let somebody irresponsible person go crash my Ferrari, but at the
A
same time,
Ferrari though?
it's just a Ferrari, man. I don't care if it's 250,000 or if it's $250. A person is far more important than any material item that we could have.
A
You
Ferrari
know?
though? Ooh. Mm, that's a tough.
Yeah,
If you
I,
said a Lexus or a small Benz,
I don't. You know what? I just always been one of those people. I let stuff go. I've left a diamond ring at the mall. I took it off, put lotion on, left it there. Oh man, my diamond ring, I left it at the mall. Oh well, whatever. I'll call up there and see if it's meant for me to have it back. I'll get it back. 3 days later, they called me back. They said, yeah, somebody turned in a diamond ring for you. That's how I look at stuff. And I always get my stuff back. I've left my phone with all my cards in it in the middle of the street. I was running for the bus one day, left my card, my phone, everything, fell in the middle of the street. Was calling my boyfriend at that time to come pick it up. And hour later, finally get a hold of him. So it's been sitting there 2 hours now. He finally gets down there, still in the same place, unscathed. Because I just, it's just materials.
yeah, my luck ain't that good. Yeah, and apparently it's what I'm putting out there. I don't know, but I'm not a stealing person. I'm not gonna steal shit from nobody. So you would think that I would get that same energy back. I don't.
I know, right? I hate when it doesn't get back to me. Like I left my glasses one time and nobody turned them in, and the frames were like $800 frames, and I was like, I always
Damn.
return stuff.
Eight hundred
Why
dollar
did I
fine.
get
Look
my
at
stuff
you.
back?
Oh, you stunting out here, huh?
Well, I have insurance through my job, so I'm not. It's not. It ain't. I ain't that bad. I ain't doing that good. It's insurance covered it, and you have the HSA, so you just use that card and it pays for everything.
So you're an author, right?
Yes, yes. I write books. I do a podcast myself. I'm not nowhere near as sophisticated as yours. I just kind of talk on mine. I don't even show my face. Um, and
I
I
just got a
work in
camera. I'm
hospital
not sure how
administration.
how sophisticated that is. It's just a camera in a box. I'm sorry, it's not that sophisticated.
Well, I mean, your whole thing, like mine, is not that serious. You can't even see me on my podcast. I just talk, but you can't see me.
I know, but you sounded like I listened to a clip. You sounded so regal. Excuse me, and just serious.
Thank you. That is the sweetest compliment ever. That's only
Oh,
the
sweet.
second time I've ever heard that in my life. Thank you. That warms my heart. I wish I could hug you.
Oh, okay. Uh, so
I'm a big baby.
nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. You're a motivator, right? What
Yes.
what exactly? What is that? Like I
Well,
mean, I know what the word means. I mean, but
mm,
what exactly? Like you just walk around telling people you look fabulous today.
Well, for me, it's my motivation is about the wealth of life. And I started the show because I used to be really lazy and I
Mm-hmm.
used to be kind of good for nothing and shiftless kind of woman. thinking that men had to take care of me, thinking that you just have to get a man to take care of you. Like I didn't really understand that when you are a woman who doesn't have anything, you come into a man's life, you're a bill, you're a liability. And, you know, growing through that process and realizing it was a man that I dated. It was a man that I dated that put me in my place. And I took it in and I was
Well,
like,
okay,
wow.
what? How did he say it, and what did he say that worked?
He said, um, you cute, but you're aging as we speak. You don't have anything going on. Your credit is bad. You don't own a house and you don't even have a good job. So what you gonna be doing in a few years? Ain't nobody gonna want you.
Oh,
I was like, oh, and I had to take a good look at my life. And he was right. And I said, you know what? I said, you're right. And I'm going to change my net worth. I don't like that. I don't like the fact that my net worth is that low, the way you just said it. When you said it like that, it made me see it. And it made me see myself for who I was. And I said, you know, I don't like that. I want to be an asset. I want to be the kind of woman that when my man, whoever I'm with, I'm an asset. If something happens, I got $20,000 to help you. Don't worry about it, baby. Let's do it. Or come on, let's start a business. I got my half, you got yours. You know what I mean? So it motivated me to be the kind of woman that I wanted men to desire me for more than just my looks, because I knew that I was getting older. So I was like, I got to have more to offer than just I can cook, I can clean, I got good sex. Okay, so what? It's a whole bunch of women can be trained to do that. But what else do you have? Do you have some hustle? Do you have some grind? If your man break both his legs and can't work for a year, can you take care of the family? You know? So
like
my whole
that's a big conversation in the podcast sphere now. Is like what do if a man hires a maid or and what is it, a maid and a cook? What does he really need a woman for? Like, I mean,
right.
that's not me speaking. How like you bargain with the woman that you're with. You accept what you want in the beginning, and then y'all bargain with each other to how
Hmm.
things are gonna proceed. And people, I think people want to put relationships in a nice little tidy box, and what may work for you may not work for somebody else. And it doesn't really matter if your relationship works for the two people involved or if you poly, however, the 60 people, whatever the fuck the case is. If it works for
Hmm.
y'all, it's beautiful. Stop judging your shit based on what the person next door is doing.
Right. Right. That's true. It all works differently. You're right. I've never had a relationship that was the same as the last one. So yeah, you're absolutely right. I guess that I always admired really independent women. Um, and I've also admired um like women who stayed at home and took care of everything. So I kind of wanted to have the best of both worlds. I was like, okay, well, if I could do everything at the house and I'm a hustler and I can work, and I just feel like that makes me a very well-rounded partner. I just wanted to be a well-rounded partner. You know what I mean?
I think the problem with a lot of women nowadays is the
Mhm.
addiction to independence.
Yeah. And then
Some
not
women
wanting to
can't
let a man,
unindependent themselves.
right, and not wanting to let a man tell you something when they come around, because it's kind of like this, like, well, why does he have to tell me what to do? It's in a man's nature. It's in a man's nature to do that. They have to come in and start. That's what they do. So it is, you have to calm down and be like, okay, babe, you know what? I'm gonna let you do it. Go ahead. All right, fine. I'm not gonna say anything. And go on about your business. Go on about your business.
I don't even
Do
know if
this.
that's. I don't think that's possible
Do this.
nowadays. That ain't even. I'm not sure if that is even possible these days. Matter of fact, there's another clip I saw,
Mhm.
and some type of dating, whatever the case may be. And this
Mhm.
chick was she was talking about this guy that apparently they were trying to date, and the guy told her, "I don't want to date women with children." And he said, "I don't want to date a single mother." And the women on the show were up in arms. How dare you? Your mother was a single mother. You're a hypocrite. You're Satan. You should die immediately. I'm embellishing a little bit, but
Every
this
man doesn't like the same thing.
and this guy's point was, and he said this, he was like, if you say you won't date anybody under 6 feet, that's okay. If you don't want to date anybody that doesn't make $100,000 a year, you're celebrated for having standards. But because I have a particular standard, I'm crucified for it. How come men aren't allowed to have standards?
Um, I just think it's a whole crock of shit that we've all been fed about each other's position. Um, I think um, that a man can have a standard when it comes to what he's looking for, whether it's ridiculous to me or not. That's his choice. It's his choice. It's just like a man who doesn't like overweight women. Some men don't like overweight women. Some do you know I have been a man has not wanted me because I was too skinny.
I could
There
believe it.
uh, there was a guy who told me he wanted my friend because she was bigger and she could handle him. He felt like I was skinny and I couldn't handle him. I didn't get mad. I didn't go, oh, I can't believe you. I was like, oh girl, he like you. No big deal. There's more out there for me. I don't have to stop with, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like we take everything so personal. That's another thing. That's another thing I wanted to. We take everything so personal as just everybody. Everybody. This
Yeah.
ain't even a black or white or nothing thing. This is just a everybody thing. We take everything so personal. Every time somebody do something, we think it got something to do with us. Ain't nobody thinking about you.
I'm one of those people. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I can be. I'm a petty, hence the name. I'm kind of a petty individual, and so I tend to take the. I wear my emotions on my sleeve, and some things I tend to take a little more personal than others. I would say.
You right. I'm not gonna say I don't lose my shit. I'm not gonna say I don't lose my shit sometimes. I do. I look, just the other day there was a girl who commented, I think her name was Tasha, on my Instagram, and I totally took the comment completely wrong and went on her thing and commented something back to her. And then after I kind of woke all the way up and got my scruples, I was like, damn, that was so immature. I was like, she probably didn't even mean it like that. I took it all wrong and crazy. That woman probably thinks I'm a psychopath now. Like, you know, but it just caught me off guard. I didn't mean to do it, it just caught me off guard. It was really early. I'm not very friendly when I first wake up, and I was checking my messages, and it just rubbed me the wrong way. So I was like, oh, let me give her something real quick. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't even crazy because I don't cuss people out. I mean, maybe back in the day, but nowadays I don't talk like that. But yeah, so yeah, I can lose. I feel you. I feel you. But I
Oh, oh,
try.
were you telling me
I
something about
try.
online dating?
Oh gosh, terrible. What's the lady say? Don't find him online.
Like, what happened?
You've got a bunch of psychopaths and people who are unhealed and people who really need to be in a psychiatric ward out here free on the street. And they're mixed in with the regular folks. And they make these pictures that make them look so good and normal. And then you go on a date with them and they are a complete nutcase. And you're like, dude, no, I don't want to be tied up. What do you mean?
I'm not. Well, that's not necessarily a nutcase. That's just a preference. Not that I'm into
Well,
that.
in a bad way, not in a not in a good way. But yeah, first date, you're not tying me up on a first date. Even if I liked being tied up, I wouldn't let you tie me up on a first date. You might
Yeah,
want to
I
steal
would.
my
Yeah.
liver.
Yeah. That's actually a legitimate concern.
Especially after that Mexico thing with them girls that went to Mexico. Whew.
Which ones? Like,
Remember
he's a
the girl with the long, pretty hair, and she went to Mexico with those three people, and they beat her to death.
Oh yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know, when did we start
That
doing
wasn't a.
stuff like that?
We've been doing stuff like that. It just happened to make the
Lord have
news.
mercy, child. Not in know where I lived.
Well,
I grew up in San
we
Mateo.
usually
I
don't
grew up
go
in San Mateo
out
Bay.
of the country to take you out of the country to do the shit. But like there's been setups going on for forever.
Yeah, I mean, I know we've murdered. I know we murder. It just seems so much more. Maybe because we're hearing about it more. I don't know if it's because we're hearing about it more or it's because it's happening more. You know what I mean? I don't know if it's because we have access to hear news
Yeah,
or you know what I
yeah.
mean? I don't,
Where our
but
communities have shrunk. It used to be if you from Indianapolis, Gary, Indiana, you only really heard about maybe some Chicago shit and Gary, Indiana.
right,
Now
right.
you got access to shit that happens in Sri Lanka, shit that happens in Honolulu, stuff that happens in Miami. So the world has gotten smaller information wise.
Right, 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 right.
And then they make a point to put certain narratives out there and blow it completely up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Let
And
me
they do
turn my
the
alarm.
opposite too. They will minimize certain things, like old girl that shot the sister through the door.
Oh, right. Gosh.
That like they had to wait and do an investigation. You shot somebody through a fucking door. She was on your porch. What do you need to investigate? Like, because if that was me, I would have been locked up immediately, and they would have done the investigation while I was locked up.
Mm-hmm. Of course. Of course. Because I mean, the extermination of us is we know. That's out the bag. The cat's out the bag. The extermination of us, that's what they're doing. And we have to remember that some of these are planned, not all of them, but some of these are planned. Some of these are planned, not all of them, because you got real hurt families out there. You got real hurt people that really lost somebody. Now, in those cases, something really happened. But you have some cases where they're literally just um they're just a whole fake thing just to get everybody in a bad mood, just to keep everybody's frequency low, just to
Okay, but
make you lose
what's
hope
the
that
end goal with that?
to make you not rise. Because if we keep seeing people die, we're going to be like, well, look what they did to so and so. I don't want to rise up and get killed. You know what I mean? They want us so scared to die. Because if we scared to die, we won't never rise up. You be too scared to lose your life. You be scared to hang on to all of this. That's why I say forget all the material things. It don't mean anything. And don't be afraid to die. Dying is not a scary thing. It's not a scary. If you've been living your life properly, if you're doing the right thing, you shouldn't be scared to die. Now, if you out here living all crazy, I wouldn't want to die until I figure something out. But if you know that you're doing the right thing, and you know that you doing the right thing, you might die in the line of doing that. That's what gotta happen. This is just a shell. This is not us. This is a Lori shell. I am the soul inside. And when I leave this vessel, I'm just gonna go to another vessel. I'm going to a better vessel than this one. Now, if I don't live my life right, then I may have to go to a lesser vessel because I may have some things I need to learn, or I may come back as a human because maybe I need to learn more in a human vessel. It just depends on what. I would advise everyone listening to check out this show called oh, sorry, that was my alarm. To check out this show called Midnight Gospel on Netflix. In this
Midnight
show,
Gospel.
yeah, the guy has a podcast, and basically it looks like a vagina to me. It's a big gigantic vagina that you stick your head in. And But when you see the show, you see it. It looks like a big vagina. It's like this. It's like a triangle, and there's a big slit in the middle. And every time he starts a podcast, he comes to talk about this new world that he visits. So he sticks his head in the vagina, and then he goes and well, basically, sorry, before that, he goes on the computer and he picks the vessel that he wants for the world he's going. He basically says, which world should I go to? So the computer is like, oh, you can go to this world, you can go to this world, this world, this world. He said, well, how about that one? Oh no, there's a zombie apocalypse going on there. You don't want to go there. Okay, well, how about that world? That world is this and that. Okay, yeah, it's that world is this. You do fine on that world. Okay, fine. He picks a vessel that works best for that world. He slips inside of the vagina, and then he's born. He literally is born into the world. He lives his whole life, and he kind of goes through this whole life lesson thing. At the end, he dies. He dies at the end of every single episode, comes out of the vagina, and tells the whole story to his podcast.
What's the name of this?
It's called Midnight Gospel. Freaking
Damn.
deep. Deep. It's animated. It's animated, but the actors are completely adult and grown, and the stuff they're talking about is so deep. Like when you talk about these shows that have hidden knowledge, they have hidden secrets in them. That one right there is one of them.
I don't know why I can hear like an echo of me now.
Can you hear? Maybe let me take this off. How about that? How about that now?
Hello?
Better?
Yeah, that is.
Okay, sorry.
Where'd you get your name from?
You say what now?
Where'd you get your name from? Is that like your actual name or you...
Lorianne is my name, but love, I knew a long time ago everything I did I wanted to involve love, so I just made that my name. I just wanted to involve love in everything I did because I just felt like the world needs more love, man.
Last time, what's the angriest you've been in the last 5 years?
The angriest? Yeah. Oh shoot. About 3 weeks ago. I mean, it gets worse every time, you know.
What happened?
Oh man. My son got himself in some legal trouble.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Your kids will take you there.
Yeah. My boys. I have all boys. I have 2 sons and 2 grandsons. My youngest boy, who's 16, got himself in some trouble. And it was just very upsetting because he's a really good boy. He's a straight A student, never been in trouble before. And this was just totally unexpected. And it was just like, what is wrong with y'all kids? Why?
Well, you know what though? Like, nobody is infallible. And if you're doing everything else right, as long as whatever he did was not like it, and I don't think that it was like super earth shattering where, you know, this is like completely altering the course of his life. You know what I mean?
It could have been, but luckily,
but it wasn't.
Everybody lived in the situation.
Yeah.
So that definitely saved a lot of trouble. But yeah, an attorney had to be paid for. A public defender couldn't be used.
But you know what? He got it out the way.
Yeah, you're right. I really think it's going to be a good lesson for him. And that's how I have to look at it. My baby is learning a lesson that I wish he didn't have to learn, but gosh.
I mean, most of us get a really big scare. It's all on, you know, which road you travel afterwards.
Yeah.
Some people use it as, and they get through it and they're like, oh, I can beat that. I can beat anything. And it takes them on a really bad path. But other people is like, I didn't even like being in jail for 12 minutes. I couldn't see doing 12 years or whatever the case may be. I'm never doing no fucked up shit again. You know, so if he's a straight A student, he's a good kid.
Yeah, he is a very good kid. It was, you know, his situation actually made me start a foundation. And this is for kids. I started a foundation for kids because I said, you know, this didn't happen to my son for no reason. this means that I'm supposed to do something, because nothing comes into my life like, oh, that just happened, let's move on. No, if my kid can get caught up in this and he's a good kid, then that means other good kids are getting caught up in this.
Are you
And
spreading
we,
yourself too thin?
well, that's what I came here for. That's what I came here for.
Is
You
it
know,
better to do? Is it better to do 5 things that you can give 100% to, or 50 things that you can only give 10?
right? I definitely see your point. The only thing is that I'm just a very busy. I'm busy all the time, so I make time for pretty much everything that I do because I move from thing to thing. I go as far as I can with one project and then I move to the next project. But you're absolutely right. The fastest way to a destination is a straight line. So you're absolutely right with that. And I do try to make sure that I'm giving my all in every project so that I'm not half-assing it. But I know what you mean. I definitely know what you mean. If you're spread too thin, you have all these projects open and nothing's getting completed,
And it
you know.
doesn't sound like you're giving yourself the opportunity to be loved.
Um, well, I don't think that I am personally ready to be loved. I don't think I'm ready. Not yet. I'm getting myself there though. I'm not ready. I want to be um I just want to have all my ducks lined up, I don't want to
What's
be.
I'm sorry, but what sense does that make? What ducks do you need to be loved?
Well, okay, I'll put it like this. If a man came into my life and wanted to love me, I wouldn't reject him. If he was a
Okay.
good man and I could be compatible with him, I wouldn't reject him. It's like I wouldn't go, I'm not ready yet. It's just I'm not really putting myself out there. Now, I did try in the past. I did try to do online dating. I did try to go on dates with just, people. Oh, I know a guy, I want to introduce you to him, that kind of thing. And the people are different. I run across guys. They first of all, they want to try to get to know you through text messages. That's not going to work for me. I need to talk to you. I want to go on dates. I want to spend time with you. A lot of these guys, they just want to short time you. They want to give you messages, then never talk. Then when it's like, look, man, I know things are different, but I need to talk to you. I need to see your face. I need to spend time with you. I want to touch you. I want to touch your hands when we're talking. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I think that I've run into just a lot of guys that they want to hurry up and have sex with you, not because that's all they want, but I think they just can't really think of anything else to make a connection with you. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just like they just want to have sex all the time. And I'm not with it. I'm not having sex with some random new dude. I'm just not doing it. Because, first of all, I like to make love. I'm not going to have sex or fuck anybody. I'm going to make love to you.
Yeah, you are. And I'm
And
gonna tell
that's
you
just the
why.
way it is.
Say you're together for 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna have some trifling ass morning fucks within that ten
Mm-hmm.
years. You're gonna have some 3 o'clock after we got home, woke up in the middle of the night. It's not gonna be everything. Is not gonna be
Mm-hmm.
looking into
Yeah.
somebody's eyes and I love you. Not to say that you don't love that person, but it ain't all peaches and cream all the time.
Oh,
Sometimes y'all
hell
just want to
no.
get one in.
No, hell no. It's not going to be peaches and cream all the time, but now I love you. Now I know that you didn't just hit me and quit me and you don't care if I woke up. It bothers me to give my body to a man, and I know that tomorrow he ain't thinking nothing about me. If I fell down and broke my leg or got in a car crash, he don't care. He don't know and don't care.
I understand that.
So that's why
Quiet
I
as is
feel
kept,
like
men don't get enough credit for feeling the same way. We aren't allowed to demonstrate that
I wish you
emotion.
guys would display it more. Men, if you're listening, if you love and you find a woman like me, love her because we'll love you back, I promise.
Okay, the problem is that those emotions are often weaponized against us.
Oh, and that's so messed up. We got see, these are the things that we got to change. It's like we can talk to her blue in the face, but we have to be the change we're looking for. And I say that all the time. Be the change you're looking for. Be that loving woman, be that supportive woman.
Are you saying
Show.
that until this nigga is crying on your shoulder for 30 minutes straight every other night, and then
Aw.
now he's a pussy.
Well, okay. There is levels to that. Now, if you just a crying, you just crying, and it ain't even nothing no big to be crying about. You just ain't never been through nothing before. Then it's kind of like, all right, baby, now come on now. You're gonna have to come on now. Stand up, get your balls out the dirt. Let's go. Come on.
See, the thing is though, women like women at least once a month are allotted the ability to be emotional for anything, and it's accepted.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
can't have things that trigger us. My mama died a couple 3 years ago.
Aw, but you
There's
should be able to.
Yeah, but like if I see something really, really simple, but it reminded me of her, I'm the only
Hmm.
person that gets that. But to the outside world, bro, you crying over a fucking a deer.
Oh, and really, we should see that as that's so touching. He actually has tapped into his feminine energy and actually loves. There's nothing wrong with that. We've just been taught that something's wrong with it. Just
Yeah,
like this whole idea that a man's supposed to take care of everything. Don't get me wrong. I know all these women gonna come for me, hate my guts for this. I don't believe in that because first of all, things were different when that was an idea. When that was an idea, things were different. The man could work. He could afford to take care of his wife and kids and they can stay home. Stuff wasn't so expensive. Now things are expensive as hell. You need two incomes. Everybody got to work. Everybody got to pitch in. It's not all about me dealing with the kids all day, every day, and daddy never deal with them because he too tired. No, we're both going to deal with them because we're both tired. We're both working. If the dishes need to be done, whoever got time to do them, do them. Who is it's an even trade-off. And we have to get out of this idea that this goes on the woman and this goes on the man. And that don't work no more. It don't
that
work
shit
no more.
sounds good till y'all get to the restaurant.
Hey, if you, hey, I wouldn't want to bring any of my exes on here, but y'all need to ask somebody. I didn't pay many a check. I didn't pay many a check.
And like I don't want to say my old lady does the same thing. I don't want to say that there aren't women out there, but generally speaking, women want
Generally speaking,
women want an old school man with a new school woman attitude,
and that's not
and
gonna work.
that does not work.
That's not gonna work. And I feel you guys. I look. A lot of things I have to say when it comes to this city girl thing, this whole city girl thing they're talking about, these girls with, they have the ridiculous long nails out to here
Oh
and
my
their
god.
eyelashes way out to here and all them colors in the hair and everything. It look cute. It's
No,
beautiful.
no, it don't.
If you like that, I don't wear it, but I'm just saying I see them. I think they look pretty,
The eyelash
but
thing is ridiculous. Like I don't understand
it
that.
is a little. I used to wear the lashes, and I was just looking at some old pictures, going, "Why did I like these? Ew!"
Like, like you got little hands just waving at people. I don't get it.
It looks ridiculous. It does. It starts to look crazy because they're not yours, and after a while, they really start hurting your eyelid. It's just crazy. Anyway, but I just the whole city girl thing. We got to get rid of that. These young girls don't want to love. They just want to twerk, eat crab legs, and fuck. That's all they want. I'm just saying, man. Like, man, look, can we like go for a hike? Can we read a book together? Can we meditate together? Can we just lay outside and just enjoy the ambiance together? I mean, stuff that like actually means something to an actual couple, something you can really connect with. People don't like that stuff anymore. I mean, okay, let me say people. Some people, I feel like a lot of this new generation,
Mm-hmm.
they have this thing against romance. And I don't even like to say romance because that's Roman, and you know what I mean, but the whole
Mm-hmm.
love thing. um you know, they don't want to do it. It's like you said, they think everything's corny. Everybody wants to be tough. Everybody wants to be, oh hell no, I wouldn't let that happen to me. I mean, and I see why you guys are frustrated with us, because we're so masculine. We're so ready to change our energy to be tough. And it's hard for us, because when you live in a society where we can get raped, we can get kidnapped, we're
Mm-hmm.
always scared that somebody's watching us. So we have to always be looking to make sure we walk strong and we look strong and we don't look like we could be taken advantage of, and we don't look inviting. So if a guy looks at us, we have to look at him like that. And it's hard to do that and then still be
Yeah.
sexy for some guy that actually you might want.
And I mean, you know what? I think men have to take some responsibility, not all, but they have to
Mm,
do take a little responsibility of that too, because our women as a whole don't feel safe.
we
We have
don't.
not we have not done a good job of protecting our women collectively.
Right, right. That's true.
You know,
Right.
so I think it's, it's easy for us to blame women and easier or easy for women to blame us, but I think that is the intent of the grand scheme of things, is
You're
for us to
absolutely right.
to continue to go back and forth and say, well, look at you, look at you, look at you, as opposed to all of us saying, look at us.
Right. And I literally saw my energy. Like when I started, because I listen, you know, I listen to guys. I listen to
Hmm.
what you guys have to say, and I think about it. And I heard a lot of guys saying that we're masculine. So I started checking myself, and I just started paying attention to my movements. I
Hmm.
started paying attention to just how I moved. And I noticed that I did have a lot of masculine energy in my
Hmm.
movements, and I didn't realize it because I had been being this strong role for so long. I didn't realize that I had those masculine traits about myself.
Hmm.
And I had to watch myself in my mind, and I had to really start being comfortable with relaxing my shoulders, being a little more, you know, like that, instead of like, you know what I mean?
And
So
it's got to
it's
be
like
difficult though,
you
because you're
have to
raising
pay
two young men too.
attention. Uh-huh.
I said it's got to be difficult when you're raising, like if you were raising girls, you're able to practice your feminine energy a lot more. But when you're raising boys, you gotta swell up a little bit, because
Yeah.
of the energy that you're dealing with.
Right, 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 right. And then they also have to see the vulnerable side, so that I want to make sure that they're not choosing women that are hard. I want them to still choose women that have a softness about them.
Hmm.
I'm such a fan of the Claire Huxtable character. I'm such a fan of her
Yo, did you
character.
see what Kiki Palmer said about that character? That she was
No, what
uppity.
did she say?
That she was uppity.
I don't think so. She was very down to earth. She was
I didn't.
beautiful,
Oh my god.
sexy,
Yes.
classy.
Yes. Oh,
Oh,
love Claire
uppity.
Huxtable.
People get uppity mixed up. I've been told I was uppity before. But I think they meant that in the way that I carry myself. And that's something I had to change, because I used to dumb myself down to be around people because I wanted them to feel comfortable with me. So I
Hmm.
would start talking like this and start being all like that and everything. You know what I'm saying, girl? You know, being all like that, because I felt like if I spoke properly, if I sat up straight, if I turned my head like that somebody would look at me and be upset with me for doing that.
Mm.
So I would dumb myself down, or I don't want to say dumb myself down, but I would kind of act a little bit more roughneck because I felt like it made other people more comfortable.
Hmm.
And I think as women, we do that. And we have to stop doing that to people. Like, stop doing that to women. Allow her to be classy. Allow her to be sensual. Allow her to be in her sexy. It's nothing wrong with that, you
Yeah,
know?
I agree with you. Jeez, I didn't realize it's been an hour already.
I
If,
know.
if people want to get in touch with you, how do they go about doing that?
Oh, you can hit my Lorianne Love IG. I also have the real Lorianne Love IG because the first one was hacked, but I got it back. So both the Lorianne Love IG, and it's LORRIANNE and Love LOVE. And you can pretty much find me anywhere. You can find me on Spotify too. My show on there is called Wealth Manifested. I can also get messages on there. I have also a clothing store called Ravish Style. I'm sorry, Ravish as Style. And you can also message me there. I have an IG over there. I have a toy store. You can message me there. You can message me anywhere. I'm doing it all, baby.
We didn't talk about that. But do me a favor. Like I tried to look you up on IG, and it was quite a few Lorianne loves. Do me a favor.
Oh,
Follow the Intellectually Petty Radio on IG so I can hit you back.
I will. I will. Send me your IG link, and then I'm going to give you my phone number. I'm going to go and message you my phone number and my
Okay.
IG link.
Okay. I got you.
All right.
And if you need anything, please don't hesitate. This has been an absolutely phenomenal conversation.
I will be back. I definitely will be
Yeah.
back. I definitely want to have you on my show, and I definitely want to have you speak about in this foundation that we're going to talk to the kids about gun violence.
Okay. Well, whatever you need, let me know. And we definitely I'm sitting here thinking we're gonna have to get you back on the show a few times, more than just once.
Whenever you want, when I'm ready, whenever you want, you hit me up. I am here. I thank you for having me. I thank all your listeners for listening. I hope you guys all enjoyed. We really didn't get into anything really deep because the time flew by, but
Yeah.
hopefully we can get even deeper, and deeper. And let's go. Let's do it. Let's
I'm
let the
not
cat
the
out the bag, baby.
I'm not the deepest motherfucker on the planet. I'm pretty shallow. So
I got enough deepness for the both of us.
I'm gonna leave that one alone.
Oh, right. I left myself wide open for that. I left myself wide open for that. I shouldn't even have said that. There's probably a whole bunch of people out there. Oh, yeah, oh,
Sorry.
deep. Ooh. No,
I'm
I'm
gonna
talking
always
about
be a
the total,
teenager.
okay?
Yeah. On that note, I absolutely appreciate you for coming on the show, and we'll be in touch.
All right, honey.
All right,
Enjoyed you. Good. Bye.
enjoy. Hey, y'all have a good one. On that note, gotta let you know that was very very dope conversation. Shout out to Lori Ann Love. Don't forget to look her up, and follow her on everything and support her in any way imaginable. Don't forget, man, this is Intellectually Petty Radio brought to you by M3S3 Clothing. Men make moves and suckers stand still. I'm your host, Jobs. And shout out to the Nerve DJs, man. Shout out to DJ Squirt. Welcome back to Cleveland. Shout out to Big Health. Shout out to T Rex and the OG himself, DJ Johnny O, man. On that note, y'all have a good one.
When you come home tonight, I'm feeling
They want me to change, they want me to change, but I ain't changing. Nah.